Well, you go to where your purpose can be fed. And when your purpose can be fed, you will find yourself growing in the process, right? So when you understand that purpose is in the preparation, then when you know what you are called to do, then you know what you're not supposed to be doing. You know, the athletes are, and when they're in their conditioning period, they're not out on the street, they're not watching movies, they're training their body, they're training their mind. What areas do you need to be trained in? What areas do you need to an increase and upgrade in? Because your purpose is telling you that you should be going this way, but because you are not going where your purpose is fed, you are purpose starved, and you're looking at your life and you're depressed. I see a lot of people that are, or I come across, and they're like, I'm depressed. And a lot of times they're depressed because they feel that in their life has no purpose. They feel that they have no contribution. And a lot of times it goes to one, not being in purpose places with people that are building with the same way you're building, going in the same direction. You're looking and seeing that your purpose is saying that you need to change your environment, but you're embracing the environment that you're in. And when it came to me, 2016, I was working three jobs. I was a security guard at night. I was an insurance broker during the daytime, and I was a full-time caregiver. It wasn't my purpose. They were resources that could fund my purpose, but I was misusing my resources because I wasn't using my resources for purpose. I was just using my resources for everyday living, to the point that I got so stressed out that I thought I had a heart attack. Coming home from my job and coming home from that night job, switching in, going into the emergency room. And what happened was that emergency room doctor came to me and said, "Looked like you had a heart attack." And I screamed and I said, "No," to myself. I wasn't making a scene, but I said, "I have not done what I was supposed to do yet." Purpose positioned me to have a wake up call in that emergency room, to realize that my purpose is not going to magically happen. I must condition myself. I must prepare. And that's when I went to most Toastmasters. The next thing that purpose will do is purpose is also going to help you in this marathon. It's in the relationships. I am here today in front of you because of the relationships I have made. And I have been to the point where I am now consistently aware of the relationships that I am in. From my marriage, it's a purpose relationship. It is the purpose relationship, right? To my spiritual walk and the church that I go to aligns with my purpose that I'm called to, right? Where I serve in the community, all those relationships are purposeful relationships that are positioning me to move forward. Let me ask you this. Are you in places right now where the relationships do not reflect your purpose? That's a very important question that you have to ask yourself, because in this marathon in life, the wrong people will slow you down and overtax you and drain you of the energy that you need to run this purpose race. It is very important that you are more considerate of the relationships that you have around you. Are the people that I have around, do the people that I have around me, do they feed me or do they drain me? Purpose relationships push you further and further and further towards your goal, to the point that I have mentors in my life right now in the speaking industry that whenever they're in my life, my platform goes to another level. Why? Because I'm strategically finding that the relationships that I have are there to take me to my future faster. And I am also looking at the relationships to make sure that my relationships are symbiotic and not parasitic. And you have to ask yourself, am I a symbiotic relationship? Meaning that it is a relationship that gives as well as receives. Are you always the first person to take, but don't look for ways that you can give? to the platform. One of my mentors has a leadership platform, and I'm so excited to be around them when I'm around them. But I'm always looking for ways to serve that platform. Though I have great speaking skills, I don't have to speak all the time when I'm at that platform. I am okay with putting the stage together. I am okay in working in the background where I'm in building that man's platform and helping to grow his platform. Why? Because two reasons. You're sowing you're sowing as a form of preparation. You're giving as a form of preparation, right? The other part of that is that you how you serve someone else's vision will dictate how someone will help serve you. And I serve that vision with no strings attached. I serve that vision knowing that as I give into him and help his visions grows, right? That the influence that he has, he's opened doors for me. He's elevated me in the eyes of my peers. Why? Because I didn't have anything but to see how can I help grow you. That's a purposeful relationship. Now, if I'm always looking for a discount, if I'm always looking for the best thing that how it meets my needs, but I don't look at how I can serve and make their life better, that's a parasitic relationship. And I want you to reverse that. How many people that you have or that around you that are parasites that are taking from you and they're never even giving to you? How many mentor relationships do you have that seems like you're giving into them, but you're not getting anything back in return? That is a parasitic relationship that is pausing you on your journey of